Hey, do you want to live in one of the most sought after communities in Wasaga Beach? This is Wasaga Sands, in the community of Wasaga Sands Drive. But listen up, because Wasaga Sands, there's actually quite a few branch sections to it. So I'm going to take a drive in my truck. I'm going to show you around. I'm going to show you all the different areas, the different sections, the different feels of the different sections of Wasaga Beach, because they have some different feels. If this is your first time on the channel and you want to learn everything there is to know about living in Wasaga Beach, make sure you subscribe and tap the bell for notifications. That way you'll be the first to know everything that's happening here in Wasaga Beach. My name's Kevin De Silva, and I'm a local real estate agent here with Royal LePage Locations North, and I get calls all the time from people just like you that are looking to make that lifestyle move here. So it doesn't matter if you're looking to do that next year, next month, or you simply just want to learn more, reach out to me. All the ways you could do that are in the description box of this video, including a Zoom link where you can book a call directly on my calendar at a time that works for you. Now let's get on with the Wasaga Sands driving tour. All right. So we're gonna start driving through Wasaga Sands Drive, starting on the Sunnidale side and then working over to 45th. Now we're gonna branch off because, like I said in the beginning of the video, there's a few different feels to this neighborhood. So as I drive around, you're gonna get a sense of that. So again, just pulled off of Sunnidale, and I'm just gonna drive through and explain. So, you know, these houses in general, Wasaga Sands has larger field lots than like other Wasaga subdivisions, other than the new parts in the Wasaga Sands, right? So again, right now I'm on Wasaga Sands, and I just passed Rigby there. So these homes are 80 wide lots. Yeah, they're 80 wide lots, 90 foot wide lots, 100 foot wide lots. So they're just larger than your typical 40 or 50 foot lot, like in some of the newer ones. A lot of raised bungalows, side splits, some 2 stories, definitely more 2 stories in the newer section of Wasaga Sands. So we'll show you that as we're going through, but really homey neighborhood. Arguably, like I said, like one of the most sought after neighborhoods in Wasaga Beach, right? The bigger lots is you're paying for space rather than beach proximity. Now, speaking of beach proximity, it is really close to the beach. Beach 4 and 5, or Beach 5 specifically, is just literally like no more than a 5-minute drive away. But you're not typically gonna walk it from here. You are gonna drive it. So when you're closer to the beach, you pay a little bit more for proximity to the beach. And here you're paying for space and all that stuff. So we're just pulling up to William Arnill Park here, and don't forget to check out the video of playgrounds in Wasaga Beach, neighborhood playgrounds, right? So there's a whole other video on neighborhoods with playgrounds in them where your kids can walk to. We'll stop there in a few minutes. I'm just going to keep driving through Wasaga Sands Drive. All right, little neighborhood spotlight part of here in Wasaga Sands. So this is William Arnill Park right behind me here, and this is a huge, in the winter it's going to be the sledding hill. You can already see some sledding tracks, some tobogganing tracks. So that's where a lot of neighborhood kids within Wasaga Sands and not, including myself, would come here to go sledding. Make sure you check out the neighborhood, the playgrounds video from the summer, where I go all around Wasaga Beach and show all the playgrounds in neighborhoods where you can walk to them and stuff. So check out that video. But yeah, this is a really large park. Obviously, you can play baseball here, soccer, playground there, tobogganing here in the winter. And I just wanted to show you that. So just got out of the truck to showcase that, and I'm gonna hop back in the truck and continue driving down Wasaga Sands. I'm just pulling, the next stop sign you see up ahead is Pauline Place, and if I'm not going to turn right on Pauline Place, it's a pretty short street, but that goes over to Knox Road, which is a big connector road between Sunnidale and 45th Street that people use as a back way instead of using Moseley. So I'm just going to continue on driving here. But again, similar, this side has all the, they're not the widest lots. They're even a little bit wider coming up ahead, but they're still very wide on that side. A lot of the raised bungalows there, and then as we get here, there's still a lot of raised bungalows, but I feel like there's a few more custom custom homes on this side, or just larger, I should say. So that's something to keep in mind. Just driving through here, and then it just kind of winds around, and homes around here on this side of Wasaga Sands, they really vary. It depends if it's one of the big custom ones or one of the smaller, more tame ones, right? So, but you could be anywhere. I've seen them go as low as 800,000 in the eights, and as high as, you know, $1.5 million, and there's some anomalies that could be a little bit more or less than that. Actually, I'm going to turn here on Kelly Crescent. I think Kelly Crescent's such a cool little street off of Wasaga Sands. Now, not that Wasaga Sands is a busy road, but it is the main road through the subdivision, and you know, everybody that lives on these off streets use it. So Kelly Crescent's another little kind of enclave in behind, not in behind, but off of Wasaga Sands. So again, super wide lots, like they're huge. It's very private feeling in here. It's just like a really nice vibe. You got some homes with 3-car garages. I think there's even one with a 4-car garage back there. But again, they're all pretty different in here. Quite a few similar ones, but there's some very different ones too, right? Different styles. So that's just something to note over here. You might notice on some of the homes, not all of them, brick front vinyl sides. And the brick front vinyl side thing, some people hate it and some people can get totally past it. I feel like a lot of people from the city aren't used to seeing that when they come up here. So we did have a fresh snowfall again. Just a reminder, we had a fresh snowfall yesterday, so you will see some people blowing snow and some plows out. Gorgeous street, Kelly Crescent. Seriously, one of my favorites. I have a few favorites. You might hear me say that in a few videos. Oxbow Park, Wasaga Sands, but within Wasaga Sands, they're very different streets. So just something to keep in mind. Oh, we got this one that was sold very recently in the, I believe it was mid to high sevens. I don't have it in front of me, but it was like grandma's house inside. Making our way down, we're actually getting to this stop sign up ahead. So this is Red Oak Drive, and Red Oak, again, just like Pauline and some of the other streets, that goes over to Knox, again, that through street. So I'm not going to turn on Red Oak, but because I'm going to show you another branch street to bring you to the new part of Wasaga Sands. But that is definitely a nice street over there, and it hooks up with Arnill, which is another beautiful street, and Sealy, another beautiful street. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. Some really big news in Wasaga Beach. You'll see behind me, there's a notice for basically a new subdivision that's been proposed within Wasaga Sands. There's been a ton of pushback on this because of what they want to build between all these estate lots. It's called the Twin Creeks development. You can have a look at it here, but I don't want to go too deep into it just yet. Other than, if you want to buy in Wasaga Sands, let's just have a look at where things are at with that application. It's kind of a moving target because of all the pushback. So just something to keep in mind. It's like a, warning, just before you buy in Wasaga Sands, let's see where we're at with that. And then some homes are affected more than others by it, and some streets are affected more than others by it. So I don't want to totally scare you off from Wasaga Sands, but we do got to keep that in mind from that development. So just something I just wanted to stop and show you, because it would be like basically this land right behind me, like in between some of these homes that, at some point backed onto the golf course when it used to be one. So you can see why people would be pretty opposed to that, right? So I'm making my way over to the 45th Street side of Wasaga Sands, which would be the more western side. We started from the east side at Sunnidale on Wasaga Sands, and we're making our way to the west side. But here's where it's going to change, okay? I'm going to turn on Pearl Street right here, and now you're going to start seeing more, your traditional subdivision that some people might be used to. This is a very new street. It just opened, these homes just started closings last year. Misty Ridge. I'll drive on Misty Ridge. The camera might be a little shaky on this video because, again, there's still some snow on the roads. Plows are out right now. It just snowed last night, and just haven't got to all the streets yet this morning, but they're working their way. Or they did one pass at least, but they got to do another. But as you can see here, there's There's some pretty big homes in here. A lot of these are in the $900,000 range right now. Some in the high 8s, 9s, stuff like that. So I'm not gonna go through the whole street, but I just wanted you to get a sense of what that is. So Misty Ridge, and you'll see the sign in front of me in a second, and Amber Drive are the two streets that are very new here on this side of Wasaga Sands. Right off Wasaga Sands, you jog off Pearl, and this is Misty Ridge. And then if you continue, which we are gonna do right now, so when we came in here, we came in from the left side, which was from Wasaga Sands Drive, and we're going to continue on Pearl, because Pearl, these streets have been around for a few more years. They're not old. They're still fairly new within the last 5-ish years. So same builder as Misty Ridge and Amber, where he's just continuing and doing a few more streets. That's Baycliff Communities. So I'm gonna turn on Middleton. I'm not gonna drive through all the streets. So there's really a few streets here. So there's Pearl, Academy, Middleton, and Falvo, and for the most part, it's all 2-story homes. Okay, so that's what you'll get here. And homes here are in the 800 and 900 again, just like the other homes. There are a few bungalows, not many, but there are a few raised bungalows. No straight bungalows, just some raised bungalows, or at least look straight from the outside, then you go in, and then there's like a few steps inside. I stand corrected. When I said they're about 5 years old, I was actually talking about what we're going through on Middleton towards Emerald, Autumn, Lisa, and this part of Middleton. Those are a little bit older. They're more like 10-ish years old over on Middleton and Falvo and Pearl. But where we're going here these are less than 5 years old. So similar price range though, just some different styles. And in here you have a bit, I'm gonna turn, I'm gonna go there, but I'm gonna show you one street because what's different, like this is the most difference between any of the other Wasaga Sands neighborhoods, is that there's a mix of, you'll see some townhomes over there on the right on Lisa Street. That's all townhomes. And then on Autumn Drive, it's actually a mix of detached and townhomes. So the townhomes are mostly in the $600,000 range. I saw one go as low as $590, and I've seen them go as into the mid sevens if they're like an end unit and they're really nice. But as we're going down Autumn Drive on this street, on the left side you have detached homes, in and around maybe 1,800, 2,000, 2,200 square feet. And then on the right side, you have townhomes. So this is unique to this part, to Wasaga Sands in general, because there's no other spot in Wasaga Sands that has townhomes. So that's something different about here. And again, it doesn't feel anything like where we were in Wasaga Sands on Wasaga Sands Drive, right? But it's it all started with Wasaga Sands Drive. It just started really branching off. And then next, I'm gonna head to another part of Wasaga Sands, but it's they call it Wasaga Sands, I call it Lamont Creek. It's all kind of part of the same area. It's just a quick left and a left at this stop sign, and we'll be there in just a second. So I made that left off of Middleton and then like onto Morgan, and then off of Morgan, 2 minutes, like not even 2 minutes around, like 2 seconds down the road, there's just it's just on the other side of the creek that Wasaga Sands, Lamont Creek runs through Wasaga Sands, and this part of Lamont Creek, but it's all considered Wasaga Sands. And again, a similar style of home here, a little bit closer together, but pretty similar. And then you got a couple of courts that branch off of Lamont Creek, and then not that Lamont Creek's a very big street, but there's also a few courts that go off Club Court, which is where Lamont Creek. We're going to see that in just a couple of minutes when we get to the stop sign. All right, so we're just pulling up to the stop sign. So from Lamont Creek Drive to Club Court. So I'm going to go left for a second because I just want to show you the tennis courts. The Lamont Creek tennis courts, arguably the nicest courts in Wasaga Beach. Actually, I don't even know if it's arguably. I'm pretty confident. I would say they are the nicest courts in Wasaga Beach for sure. And you can't tell them right now because covered in snow, obviously. But that's where they are at the end of this court. And then if you go up Club Court, Just wanted to do another quick stop here in Lamont Creek in the Wasaga Sands subdivision. That's a tennis court right there. You can't tell, but they are the nicest tennis courts. And then there's like Lamont Creek, so you can walk down. There's paths down there. A lot of people are going to walk their dog. I just saw a few people walking their dogs down there, or going in. I don't have my deep boots on, so I don't want to get caught in the snow, but there are nice trails out that way. Best tennis courts in Wasaga Beach, keep that in mind. And this is all in the Wasaga Sands community. There's some other courts basically that it branches off, and it, you know, some of them back onto the creek, and so you got like Hillier and Pridham Court. Those are really the only two courts, and then Club Court goes right to the end. So yeah, I'm just driving down Club Court. I'm passing Hillier on this side. Actually, let's drive in one of these courts so you can see what they look like. Again, another branch street right off Club Court. These are straight bungalows. There's not that many straight, like again, Wasaga Beach is a lot of raised bungalows. These are straight bungalows here. You can really tell by the windows. When you see the door the same level or like just below what the bottom of a window would be, that's when you can really tell. In a lot of cases, sometimes you see the windows really up high. That means when you go in the door, there's stairs inside, and that's still a raised bungalow. Sometimes the stairs are outside and sometimes the stairs are inside. So actually, that last example I just showed you, where you can kind of see where the doors were the same height, they're similar heights of the windows. And if you look at this one right in front of me, you can tell that the window's significantly higher, and then you have big basement windows. That's like an easy way to tell that's a raised bungalow, because to some people you just see the door that's level with the outside and you think bungalow, but there's definitely stairs when you walk in that house. There's 100% there's stairs there. So definitely something to remember as you're looking at homes, even just driving through neighborhoods. Straight ahead is just the end of Club Court and Pridham Court. I'm going to turn back onto Morgan over here and just show you another section right here off of Martyn Drive, which is right off of Morgan Drive. All right, so we're just turning on to Martyn Drive. So off of Morgan, which connects to Lamont Creek, which connects to Middleton to go to Wasaga Sands Drive. You got some other courts and lanes, Alexandra Lane, Penny Lane, and yeah, these are nice homes. These connect to Wedgwood on one side and Martyn on this side. But again, similar mix, some bungalows, some raised bungalows, a couple of 2-stories in here too. And this is just another nice section of Wasaga Beach, or of Wasaga Sands, I should say. There's so many sections. When people say Wasaga Sands, I've said it so many times, they just think of Wasaga Sands Drive or like the first few streets right off of it, but it starts to branch into other sections, so gotta remember that. What is going on down there? Oh, that's the dog walker for sure. I can see the dogs up there. Let's see. I don't want to ruin the photo. I'm gonna pull into a driveway. Did he already take the photo? That's hilarious. He's walking dogs for everybody. Let's put him in this video. I'm gonna turn around. Oh no, she's done. That's great. You getting out for a walk? Look at all those dogs. That's cool. Glad we got that in this video. That was not planned. But look at some of these homes. Look at with the fresh snowfall. Look how pretty it looks. I mean, I'm still more of a summer guy, but it's, you know, from inside the warm truck, it's pretty. And again, you're close to a lot of walking trails and snowmobile trails and all that stuff too, right? And remember, you're on the west side of Wasaga. The west side where you're closer than the east side to go to Collingwood and Blue Mountain for skiing. So, you know, that's something to note. I'm gonna do a quick, it's a very small court. There's only a few houses on it, so this won't take long. But just coming from Martyn, another pretty exclusive court here. There's only, I think, 10 or 12 houses on this court. About 10. I don't even know if there's 10 actually. There's not many houses on this court. Recent sale here was about 1.5 million. And again, it's complete West End Wasaga. Nice homes over here. I'm just gonna go show you one more section of Wasaga Sands, but it's on the other side of Lamont Creek. So I'm just gonna go around and show you that side. All right, we are turning onto Maple Drive. We've worked our way back after being on Lamont Creek and going through Martyn Drive. We actually worked our way back east to Sunnidale, and we just turned off of Maple, which is turned onto Maple, which is right off of Sunnidale. So again, similar homes, big lots, a few branch streets, Butternut Crescent, Maple Drive, Basswood Drive. There's a few streets in here, but again, wide lots, raised bungalow homes. There might be a couple bungalows in here, but a lot of raised bungalow. Again, you could tell by the windows. Always look at the windows. If they look oddly high from the main door, it's because it's not odd. It's just a raised bungalow. And if they seem more in line with, waist height or knee height from the front door, then you would know it's a straight bungalow. There's no stairs inside. But yeah, so I'm just driving down Maple Drive. I'm not going to turn on all the streets, but again, there's Basswood, Walnut. This all makes this section of Wasaga Sands like the fifth section, I feels like, right? But all on the west side of Wasaga, the west end. You do all your shopping, your amenities, your grocery shopping. You would go to, Superstore, which is like just a couple of minutes away. Canadian Tire's a couple of minutes away. Collingwood's about 15 minutes away. But again, larger homes, larger lots, 2-car garages, 3-car garages. Yeah, definitely large homes. And then home sales in here. There was a recent sale that did really well. They got I believe it was $1.5 million. But you'll see a lot around $1 million as well. So it's almost like between $1 million and $1.5 million, depending on finish. Because these are getting older. Some of these are probably 15 or I think some of them might be getting to 20 years old. So there's definitely some dated ones. So that's just something to check out. So you look at this one up ahead, a 4-car garage. There's more garage than house over there for sure. Like that's a lot. Oh, another one. That one's 2 single-car garages and like a double wide single garage. So that's another 4-car garage. So there's some big homes in here. Definitely some big homes in here. So, and what's nice about here is you're right off of Sunnidale. So like you're tucked away, but you could be on Sunnidale and be at Highway 26 in 3 minutes to go to Barrie. Again, 15 minutes to Collingwood, 25 to Blue. But it's really neat being like this close. Like at that stop sign up ahead, that's Sunnidale. So if I go right in 3 minutes, I'll be at Highway 26. If I go left in 3 minutes, I'll be at Beach 5. If I just drive straight through the lights, I'll be at Beach 5 through Moseley. So again, really cool spot. And that's this section of Wasaga Sands. Well, that's it for the tour. I hope you found it valuable. I hope you really enjoyed Wasaga Sands. Remember, if you have any questions, reach out to me because there's a few different sections of Wasaga Sands, so you got to know it all. Until then, I am looking forward to helping you make a smooth move to Wasaga Beach.